Hello. And would you
Hi.
like to introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Steve. I'm also known as Steve Searches, and I'm in Vancouver, Washington, and uh, I am originally from Montana. I grew up on a farm there, and I'm in now I'm here in the great state of Washington. I was in
Nice.
the I was in the military for 6 years out of high school,
Oh, wow.
where I was a communication specialist, and then when I got out, I went to school and my formal education is in civil engineering and drafting. And so I work now as a map maker and drafter, and I specialize in drone mapping.
Right. Mapping using a drone. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you, is there a specific area, like things that you look for?
Well, mostly this last about 12 years I've been more involved in like missing person cases
Hmm.
around in here in the greater Portland area. And so it was really about maybe 6 years ago when when I began to integrate using a drone for the searches.
Hmm.
And then, but I've always been a Bigfoot researcher, and
Ah,
so at some point I decided to start mapping some of these search areas, and yeah, that's
nice.
as far as really looking for anything in particular, mostly what I do is I offer the service really to Bigfoot research groups
Hmm.
and stuff, but I don't. What I usually do is if I get some information from somebody and they think there's an area of interest, then that's usually what I'll do is then I'll go out and I'll put a drone in the air and map the area and yeah,
Nice.
see what turns out.
So have you found anything cool?
Oh, well, it's I have I found a lot of things like signs and
Hmm.
found have found prints, but a lot of them are kind of questionable.
Yeah. What about like
But
nests and tree structures and things like
yeah,
that?
well, there's plenty of those up in the area that I usually work in is the Gifford Pinchot National Forest,
Hmm.
more specifically around the Mount St. Helens area.
Oh, wow.
But but I have and of course you probably know that's one of the it's one of the areas that has the higher frequency of sightings
Right.
in the country. I mean, if not the world.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I have I have some new projects going on this year where I'm mapping out some of the or some of the clearing areas,
Yeah.
and I'm setting up surveillance surveillance posts,
Nice.
and I'm trying a few experiments like baiting them out and stuff. I'm trying to I'm trying to come up with a new way to approach this
Right.
because I think that nowadays with so many researchers, I think there's more Bigfoot hunters now than there's ever been.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt.
And yeah, and of course with humans encroaching more
Hmm.
in the mountains, I think they're getting smarter.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And which I mean they have always been hard to find before, but now it
Hmm.
seems like they're even harder to find. So
Right.
kind of to use an old overused passe term, thinking out of the box. I think that if we're gonna really discover these creatures, we're gonna have to do a lot of thinking out of the box.
Yeah, definitely. I know I've been thinking a lot about gifting and stuff like that lately, and not only food, but other like shiny things.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, just a lot of different things. I think it
right.
would be more fruitful.
Well, yeah, it's interesting that you bring up gifting too, because I was thinking earlier that I wonder if it would be an interesting experiment to maybe come up with some ideas to kind of draw them out of the tree lines.
Yeah.
Because I get the feeling, a lot of times with, if their behavior is anything like larger game,
Hmm.
they usually only come out in the open. Maybe they'll come out and feed like during the night.
Right.
And of course, not when it's raining. And I'm wondering if they're not pretty sure that they're clever enough to stay inside of the tree lines.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm wondering if things like gifting could draw them out in the open a little bit,
Yeah,
or at least for
definitely.
a short time.
Right. And I've actually heard a lot of reports about them being in the tree line around a clearing. Um, and it's easy for them to hunt that way in the clearing.
Right,
So, yeah, so they
right,
just hang out, behind the trees and then go for it. So I think that's a
right,
great idea. Yeah.
right. Well, yeah, and even Patty, in
Hmm.
the Patterson Gimlin film,
Hmm.
I mean, Patty went walking right out through the open. She didn't seem to be bothered by anything.
I know, right?
Right.
She's like, I'm bigger than you. I'm not worried.
Yeah, this is my house,
Yep.
and I'll walk where I want.
Exactly. Oh my God, I was reading earlier. It was such a weird story about how there's a conspiracy about how there was more than one. So there was more than Patty, and
Mhm.
how there was like a massacre. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. It was really strange. The things on the internet. I just
Yeah.
disregarded it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I have a question though. So
Sure.
with the drones, have you ever mapped an area that had a recent burn?
That's had a recent burn.
Yeah, like a fire, like a forest fire.
Uh, no, no. Pretty much most of the areas that I've mapped, or at least up in the woods, up in the mountains so far, have all been clear cuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you have one in mind,
I was
I
just
would.
yeah, it just popped up into my head one day and I was like, wow, I wonder because um I mean it's maybe it might be a little bit of a morbid thought, but like maybe you would see um, you know, bodies of
Oh,
Sasquatch or,
yeah, right,
things of that nature. That's the main thing that I was thinking. But
right.
but I don't know how you would is it when you drone is it heat seeking or the infrared?
Well, actually, that's really what I kind of need.
Hmm.
Is what I really need is I'm looking at some LiDAR systems because what the equipment that I have right now, it's all optical.
Hmm.
It's cameras, but it the way the optical works is it's an 8K camera and it shoots stills. It's pointed down perpendicular to the ground.
Okay.
And then what I do is I pre-program a map that is uploaded into the drone. And what the drone will do is it will go through a pattern and it will go back and forth across the area and it'll shoot still photos with about 70% coverage and it'll just keep going back and forth
Mm-hmm.
until it's photographed the entire area. And then all of those photos are then uploaded into a software program. They're stitched together to create one large photo out of it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then that photo then I import that into a CAD program, a computer aided drafting program,
Mm-hmm.
and then I use it really just it really acts as an underlay,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can draw on layers and
Oh.
add graphics and notations and stuff like that. And it's
Mm-hmm.
accurate. It's accurate down depending on the height that I photograph from, or depending on the altitude.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can if I can stay down to say 50 feet above the ground, I can have an accuracy of less than a centimeter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
but
amazing.
usually around here, the treetops around here usually run anywhere between maybe 80 to 90 to maybe 125 feet.
Wow.
And so I usually, most of the places around here, I'll usually fly at about 150 feet to
Mm-hmm.
map them. But see, the thing is these areas, and that's one of the reasons that I do that I shoot clear cuts is because I have a clear line of sight. You know,
Right.
where there's no trees. If I had lidar, right now I can't see down through the green vegetation because
Right.
it's just optical, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really what I need lidar for.
Right.
Is if I have lidar, because lidar can get down through that green vegetation and go right to the ground, and so
Mm-hmm.
it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot cleaner and easier to pick up anomalies, which is mostly what we're looking for on the ground.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, so I heard that you said that you haven't seen Bigfoot per se, but you've had experiences where you thought you may have um, um,
Oh,
had evidence
yeah,
of them.
yeah,
Is there?
yeah. Well, well, growing up in the country
Mm-hmm.
in Montana, I spent a lot of time in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
and we lived out of town. And of course, I didn't have brothers or anything. So when I was a kid, I hunted all the time, and of course, later on when I went in the military, I was in a tactical unit. We averaged about 8 months out of the year out in the field, and we were in mountaintops. It was communications. So
Oh wow.
I spent a lot of time in the woods. And you know, when you spend a lot of time in the woods, you kind of get a feel for places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I do. Yep.
And you can feel when there's something not right.
Yes.
So I've had a lot of experiences where it,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's had those times when you kind of know that you're being watched.
Yeah. Your
And
gut feeling.
I've oh yeah, and I've smelt them before. And I'm, I'm pretty sure that's Sasquatch because their smell, they smell like a horse. You know that really weird kind of pungent smell that a horse has?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've never smelt any other animal out in the woods that has that same smell.
Yeah.
But I've smelt that before.
Uh-huh.
In
Wow.
fact, I think it must have been about a month ago. I posted a photo on. I don't remember if I put it on your page or not. I'm pretty sure I did.
Uh-huh.
But there was a photo that I had shot about. Oh heck, it must have been about maybe 10 or 12 years ago. And I was up hiking above Ape Cave.
Mm-hmm. Where's
And
that
there
at?
was a is Ape Cave.
Mm-hmm.
It's southwest of Mount St. Helens. It's really
Oh,
kind of at the base of Mount St. Helens.
okay.
And in fact, if you were to look at, say, if you're looking at on Google Maps of Mount St. Helens, if you look just like in the south end area, really at the bottom of the mountain, you'll see a place where it's a place called Ape Cave. And what it is, it's not actually a cave, it's a lava tube. It's
Oh,
about
wow.
mile and a half long underground. And there's two entrances. There's a main entrance where there's a parking lot there, and they have a stairway, and then you can go down into it. And then there's an upper entrance, which is like maybe a quarter of a mile north. and it's just a smaller entrance. But anyhow, there's a trail that you walk that you can walk up to get to that upper entrance. And of course, up in that area, there's it's sort of a big clearing, and there's a bunch of volcanic rock there. When you walk around out there, where you're at is you're right over top of the eight cave.
Right.
That's where there's this volcanic rock there. But one of the interesting things about that area is there's have you seen bear grass before? It's sort of a white flower.
Probably.
It,
I wouldn't,
yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty unique for I think it's kind of unique for the Rocky Mountains. It only grows wild. I've
Oh,
never seen anybody domesticate it. It only grows at certain elevations,
oh, okay.
but it's easy to spot. It usually grows to be it has sort of a thick stem and it grows to be maybe about 3 or 4 feet tall,
Yeah.
and it has these little white flowers on it. So one day I was up there and I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. I hadn't seen these since I was a kid, and I was out roaming around in that clearing in that area,
Mhm.
and everything was really quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing making a sound. That's unusual up there. I mean, there's always something making noise up
Birds
there.
and
There's
stuff.
chipmunks and birds and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But at
Well,
this time, it it was just totally quiet,
hmm.
and I just stood there for a little bit, and I smelt that smell.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of like when I tell people that I've never actually seen one, it's true. It's never like I've never actually seen one, but you know,
You've been in the presence of one, you know that. Yeah.
deep down in my heart of hearts, I know they're up there.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
I mean, if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't be up there drone that.
Yeah, really. Right.
You know, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I was just looking. I was watching the video. Um, I didn't see it on our page, but I saw it on yours of Ape Cave. That's pretty cool.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
that existed up there. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Well, it's gotten really popular. You used to be able to. I haven't been up there in years. I used
Hmm.
to be able to just go up there. I used to go up there really early in the morning because then I'd get through it and get out before anybody else would get up there. But now it's gotten to be so crowded that you have to have a reservation now to go up there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Uh, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So what about have you been to Southern Oregon? Like have you done any research in Southern Oregon?
Well, I've been down in Oregon quite a bit, down looking for sunstones.
Oh, really?
I haven't done any Bigfoot research
Hmm.
down there, but I actually will be here in about 3 weeks.
Oh, cool. What area?
I'm gonna be down in oh, let me look at this. My kid rock hounds, and so I figured if I went down there with him, I'll take a drone down and
There you
I'll
go.
look for some creature signs. See
Yeah.
that this area where he's going to, it says it's Red October 2,
Hmm.
Quartz Mountain,
Hmm. Not sure.
Highway 140, Lake County, Oregon.
Oh, that's more. Oh, that's east,
Yeah,
eastern. Yeah.
that's down there by oh, what is the name of that town? Lakeville or something like
Oh,
that.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
but it's
know
down there, I think, in the yeah, Quartz Mountain.
Quartz
I'd have
Mountain. Okay.
mhm.
Um, I've heard also that Mount Ashland is kind of a cool spot to do research.
Oh,
That
okay,
area,
okay.
yeah, down by like really close to the border in the
Well, I remember
mountains.
some people on the on your page had quite a few suggestions
Oh man, there's so
there.
many.
Yeah, it
There's
sounds like it's pretty active there.
It's super active. Yep, I'm really excited about it. We just started like 2 months ago, and I just did it on a whim because there was no Bigfoot pages here, and I thought that's really strange, you know, because people talk to me all the time because of my bumper stickers, and they'll come up to me and start talking to me, and they'll tell me about a place, and then I'll go. And
Oh
check it
yeah.
out, and
Yeah, yeah.
whatnot. And I was like, well, I'll just start a page and see what happens. And it just exploded. It was like, boom, wow, this is amazing. It
Oh,
brings,
oh, we had.
huh?
Yeah, oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it did seem to get really popular really quickly.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. I love it. It's cool because it brings people together and we're super good. Like I have some really great people helping me out with the page, like Lee and Tammy, and we're really good at vetting people too. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't, because we don't want people harassing us and we don't want people naysaying because we all believe, there
Sure.
there should not
Right.
be any people here who don't believe, So
Yeah, right, right.
yeah. Yep. And we're going to start our first meet and greet is going to be on May 4th on Saturday. And that's going to be at Sunnyside, I think is what it's called, Sunnyside Park. It's over off
Hmm.
of Quartzville Road. Are you familiar with that area?
Well, I've been down there, but
Have
yeah,
you? Yeah.
I saw the meet and greet, and so yeah, I looked
Yeah.
it up on Google Maps to see where it's at.
Yeah, it's a hot spot.
Yeah.
It's a hot spot for sure. That
Oh,
whole
okay, okay.
that whole area from the highway from 20 all the way to back the logging roads is all hot spot area. So Old Hufford Road is right there, and that's a dirt road that just goes up into the mountains, and there's a place called High Deck. So that whole area is just, you know, popping from what I heard.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But we
Well, I
plan
would
on,
imagine.
yeah, we
Go ahead.
we plan on having meetings in other places too, other hot spots around Oregon. So
Hmm.
this was just the closest one to us for the very first meet and greet, and hopefully we'll be able to have them around in different places where people obviously they're coming in from all over Oregon, so
Right.
we can get them kind of close to those people and they can come. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of funny too, because you would think that this area that we live in,
Uh-huh.
you would think that we would just be crawling with Bigfoot pages.
I know, right?
I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons that I really haven't started one because I thought, well, gee,
Hmm.
I'd start one and I'd get like five people because it would be one of like 15,000 pages.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I noticed there's ones for like BFRO, of course. They're a pretty huge organization. So
Hmm.
and then there's the pages that center around like Mount Hood, you know, or something
Right.
like that. But Sweet Home is really not a well-known town. I mean, we've got less than 10,000 people here. So it's kind of small. It's an old
Mm,
logging town, and the people who
yeah.
live here have been living here for generations, you know.
Hmm.
So, yeah. And I think too, when I was talking to people, there, these people were willing to talk, but they knew a lot of people who were not willing to talk. And they were like, well, you could talk to this person, but it'll be a while before you can get them to open up about it because he was really traumatized or something. People around here
Oh, yeah.
don't really talk about their experiences, or they kind of maybe they dissociate from them because they
Hmm.
were too scary or traumatizing or something, you know?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. And plus, I don't think people really want the notoriety either. There are some people that don't mind, but then there's some people who are like, no, we
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
keep them out. We don't want anything to do with them. So I try to be careful about, you know, what locations and stuff that I give away. I don't.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, well, I've had a lot of times where people would say, oh, I don't believe in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but later on, when they find out that I'm involved with it, later on, like after work,
Yeah.
something, they'll come by and say, but I saw some footprints once. And they'll tell me all about it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. They don't want to be in the public eye, or they don't want, you know.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought that my
I
screen
saw
screen
it.
flickered there.
Yeah, I saw it
Oh,
too. Maybe that was our warning. I know that Zoom gives you 40 minutes because I'm not on a paid account yet. So,
oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
so we're at the 30-minute mark. So we're good. We've got
Oh,
about
I see. Oh, okay. Oh,
15 more
40 minutes,
minutes.
huh?
Yeah.
That's what you get that's what you get for your free account, 40 minutes.
I know. It's 15.99 a month. Maybe I might upgrade. We'll see how it goes. How I end up doing that. I don't do interviews. Like I've never, really done an interview before. So, um
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I don't even know if you want to call it an interview. I'd rather call it a conversation.
Well, I
So,
think that's what interviews now are,
yeah.
pretty much. They're your economy. When you look at podcasts, I see some of these podcasts will run 6 hours.
Oh, I know. I know, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I'll watch them too.
It's oh
I'll,
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
listen to them.
absolutely.
Yep. I listen
Yeah.
to them in the car.
Yeah, it's background noise.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yep.
interesting background noise.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they have to be conversations anyhow because
Hmm.
who's going to interview for 6 hours?
Yeah, really.
Who's
Yeah.
written down 6 hours worth of interview questions?
Not me. I don't have anything written down. I don't write. I don't read either. I listen. I listen to everything. I listen to audiobooks, podcasts.
Yeah.
I watch YouTube videos.
Well, even if you did write them down,
Hmm.
when you're talking about things like Bigfoot, it's just too easy to get off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and pretty soon, you've totally abandoned the list because
Right.
you've gone on to like more interesting things now.
Yeah. It's thought provoking, right? So you
It
just
is, yeah.
your mind wanders as you're just speaking about it, and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So what do you think? I was just wondering, have you seen the new uh, I guess they filtered the Patterson Gimlin film. Have you watched it?
Oh, yeah, the ones where
Hmm.
the steadied version of it.
The studied version, and then they filtered it so that the details are easier to see. So you can see the
Well,
muscle tone and stuff like that.
oh,
It's really beautiful.
I'm
Yeah, they did a really
I'm
great job.
have you posted it?
I that's the
That would,
picture that I have on the YouTube channel.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you should.
I'm not sure offhand if it rings a bell or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
know what kind of filter it's some kind of it's an AI filter. I remember
Oh,
that. Yeah,
right, right.
because they're using AI now, which is that blows my mind. It makes me so mad because people are literally sending pictures and you can still tell it's AI. You can still tell it's
Right.
not real. But
Yeah,
they're
for
trying,
now.
yeah, for now, right? But they're
Right.
trying to pass it off, and it's upsetting to me because I feel like there's going to be a lot more hoaxes that
Oh, sure.
we don't need, you know,
Right. Right.
trying to,
Yeah,
just
it's sometimes it's hard to separate them because you don't know if you don't it's hard to tell if it's people that are doing this because they want to believe
mm-hmm,
or if it's people that want you to believe so they can make fun of you.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I
There's
can,
almost like there's like two or three different types of
mm-hmm. Or,
hoaxers.
or people who think that they can get monetary gain from it.
Right, right.
That seems to be, to me, that's the one that makes me the most upset, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you've got, so that statistically, they would say that, okay, half of the Bigfoot reports are real and then half of them are false. But when you start adding in
Hmm.
reasons why, it seems like
Hmm.
it would make more of them false. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
It
Right.
adds up more. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, that's true.
right.
But ultimately, if one of them is true,
Hmm.
then they exist.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people I think a lot of people make a mistake when they hang too much on things like the Patterson Gimlin film.
Yeah.
Even if even if it was fake, that really doesn't mean anything.
No.
I mean, it's almost like when people swear that, oh, that's a guy in a suit. It's almost like it's almost like they're suggesting that, well, since if it's a guy in a suit, then Bigfoot doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, well, that doesn't make any difference. I mean,
Mm.
I personally don't believe it's a guy in a suit,
Me neither. Yeah. No, it's
but
obviously a woman.
yeah.
Yeah, but have you seen, have you heard of Thinker Thunker? He's a YouTube big.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I've
okay.
watched a few of his.
Yeah, so he's got that new proportional DNA theory, and he goes through and he's done it with the Patterson Gimlin film, and he's done it with oh, I can't remember the other one. He's done it with a lot of them. And so the proportional DNA is he measures the arms, the legs, and the body.
Mhm.
And if it and primates are have a different measurement than human beings, and all of
Right.
these Bigfoots are, proportionately primate. Excuse me. So
Yeah, yeah, right, right. Well, even when you look at that film,
mhm.
have you ever tried to walk like that, like the creature in the film?
Yes.
I tried that once, and I think almost ended up in a chiropractor
Oh my God.
because you notice how, and it's just like is always pointed out. You notice how high the bottoms of the feet end up in the air. You watch the
Yes.
bottoms of the feet. The
Yes.
bottoms of the feet are almost up to its butt.
Right.
And if you ever tried to walk and bring the bottom of your feet up to your butt like that, I don't think it's even possible.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and the metatarsal break too. That was one thing that really got me was and watching it in the Patterson Gimlin film when I think Jeff Meldrum it was that pointed it out. Um, that's not something that a human foot can do.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Right. Right.
It just doesn't bend like that. So,
Right.
um, yeah,
Yeah. Right.
I wish I wish that was enough, you know.
And of course, when that film was made, nobody knew anything about that yet.
Oh no. Yeah, definitely. God, that was so
Mhm.
long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. 1969 was a good year. I was 6 years old
Oh yeah. I was not born yet. I was
or
almost born.
5. Or no, I was 5 years old. Yeah.
Wow,
5 years old.
1969.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, so you're still in Generation X because Generation X started in 1964, I think. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my generation. I was born 5 years after 1969, so actually 4 years. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I always remember baby boomers as I remember boomers as being Vietnam era
Right.
people that were in guys that were well, guys and gals that were in Vietnam were baby boomers.
Right. Hmm.
And of course, that ended when I was in like third or fourth grade or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, yeah,
I know.
yeah, interesting. So,
Crazy.
yeah, Oregon. So you live in a pretty hot spot for critters down there, huh?
Right. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I love it. Keeps me busy. And
Oh,
my daughter's 8, so and she loves it too. She's not afraid. She loves going out in the wilderness and, seeing what we can
okay.
find. So, and we do a
Have
lot
you
of,
found
huh?
have you found anything interesting?
No, not really. Hmm. I found the giant
Hmm.
store.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that was fun. We go out rock hounding a lot, and we really like the Quartz Creek area. That's a fun
Oh,
place. So,
yeah, up there by where Quartzville is.
yeah, yep,
Yeah, I've gone up there a lot of times.
yeah, yeah. And I was
Hmm.
excited because a couple of years ago I bought a car that's lifted, so I could, go take the trails up there and stuff. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep, we
nice.
have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a spot back there where right up on the side of the hill you can get iron pyrite really easy.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah. My kid and I used to go up there back. I lived in Clackamas for a while and we used to take trips up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I'll have to show you. I'll find it
Yeah.
on a map and I'll mark it. I'll show you on a map.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh my gosh. I
Hmm.
love pyrite. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. You can go up there and it's about the you can get pieces about the size of marbles up there.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, we find a lot of agate. We've actually found a lot of quartz crystal too around here. We it was funny. We were driving downtown Sweet Home, and in the middle of an intersection, at a light, there was a rock on the ground, and we thought it looked different. And so we picked it up and took it home, and it was a huge piece of agate. Like it was just
Oh,
laying in the middle of the road.
oh,
I
nice.
know, right?
It was just laying right there in the road, huh?
Yep. I bet you.
Oh,
You know what I think? I think somebody probably dropped it. Like someone owned it, or someone had found it. Maybe it was in the back of their truck and it fell out or something.
oh,
Because
okay.
yeah, because you
Yeah,
could tell. We find quartz and like
right.
they call it. I think they call it road quartz, where it's ground up and they put it in the dirt roads, and then you go through and you can find little pieces of quartz. It wasn't
Oh,
like
okay.
that at all. It was,
Oh,
it even
oh,
looked like it might have been polished at one point. I don't know. Yeah.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
And somebody got home and said, "Ah, what happened to that agate we found?"
Exactly. Sorry. Finders keepers. That's the rock law. Finders keepers, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's every bit as true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
we're coming up on time now. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I've only got a minute left, but it's been really awesome talking to you. Thank you so much
Yeah, you
for
too. Well,
your
thank
time.
you for inviting me.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to do it again sometime for sure. I would like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just
Cool.
let me know and if you for any help with anything or anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm right here.
Sweet. Thank you.
I'll just be sitting right here behind my PC,
Okay.
just waiting. Waiting for Shell to call.
All right. Awesome. So, yeah, are you going to the meet and greet?
I'm planning to, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll see you there then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sweet. Thanks, Steve.
All righty. Well, thank you.
Uh-huh.